Hello, let me start with this. By the end of this video, you're going to walk away with 3 powerful ways to engineer an environment that practically forces your success. Not motivates, not inspires, but forces. Because here's the truth most people ignore. Success is not just about what's inside your mind, it's about what surrounds it. Now let's look at the invisible architect. Every entrepreneur loves to talk about mindset, hustle, discipline, having grit. But what if I told you those things are fragile without the right environment? You don't rise to your goals, you fall to your systems, and your environment is the system beneath everything. Think about it. Where you work, who you speak to, or who you see daily, what behaviors are normalized around you, these aren't small factors. They are the architect of your success. So, what do the greats understand about environment? Let's go straight to the top. Most successful people in the world didn't just rely on willpower, they engineered their surroundings intentionally. Jim Rohn famously said, "You are the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with." That's not a metaphor, that's a warning. He understood that success isn't just personal, it's relational. Steve Jobs was obsessive about environment, not just products, environment. From the design of Apple offices to the way teams were structured to forcing different departments to collide physically so innovation would happen naturally. Jobs didn't wait for creativity. He designed spaces that made it inevitable. Just spend time thinking about that for a moment. Now, James Clear, author of Atomic Habits, puts it simply: environment is the invisible hand that shapes human behavior. He explains that behavior change isn't about becoming a stronger person, it's about becoming a smarter architect. That's powerful. Even Warren Buffett talks about environment in a quieter way. He once said, "It's better to hang out with people better than you. Pick out associates whose behavior is better than yours, and you'll drift in that direction." Notice the word drift. Success in the right environment becomes the default direction. How much of success is environment? Let's go deeper. Is environment just helpful, or is it foundational? Research suggests it's foundational. Behavioral scientist Kurt Lewin proposed a simple but powerful formula. Behavior equals person plus environment, meaning if you have ambition, intelligence, and drive, your environment can override all of it. A study from Harvard found that social networks have a measurable effect on outcomes like income levels, health habits, even happiness. If your peers are high performers, you're significantly more likely to become one. Another famous study tracked success patterns across different communities and found your likelihood of success increases dramatically when you're surrounded by people who normalize growth, reward discipline, and expect excellence. This is not coincidence, this is environmental conditioning. So, how much of success is environment? Not 10%, not 30%. In many cases, it's the multiplier of everything else. Talent times environment equals outcome. And if your environment is wrong, even great talent gets neutralized. When I realized this, I was very alarmed. For a long time, I had realized that I had needed to move into new environments where it would challenge my thinking and inspire me. Over time, I have done this and really have enjoyed being around people who have achieved great things and I would consider to be smarter. For a lot of people, they feel intimidated by being around smarter people, but I understand that iron sharpens iron. And if you want to achieve more, this is a non-negotiable. the entrepreneurial environment built, or is it by default? Here's the problem. Most people don't design their environment, they inherit it. They work where it's convenient, they stay around familiar people, they accept distractions as normal, and they wonder why progress feels hard. But elite entrepreneurs, they don't inherit environments, they engineer them. Let's break down what that actually means. Physical environment, number one. Where do you work? Is it built for focus, energy, creativity, or is it built for comfort and distraction? High performers eliminate friction. They make the right actions easier and the wrong ones harder. Number two, psychological environment. What's the emotional tone around you? Pressure or possibility? Is it scarcity or abundance? Is it fear or experimentation? The wrong psychological environment creates hesitation. The right one creates momentum. Social environment is number three. This is the big one. Who are you around daily? Because people don't just influence you, they set your standards. The social trap. Who you surround yourself with, let's be brutally honest. If you're surrounded by people who avoid risk, make excuses, settle for average, you will feel abnormal for wanting more. I've certainly experienced this, and that's why I challenge myself to engineer an environment that can inspire and help me to succeed. And over time, you will shrink to fit the room you're in. If you settle for average, but when you're around builders, people who problem solve, people who take action, suddenly growth feels normal. Discipline feels expected. Execution feels urgent. This is why proximity matters more than motivation. Motivation fades. Proximity shapes identity. Entrepreneurs who win consistently do one thing differently. They upgrade their circle before they upgrade their strategy. Now, what an unsuccessful environment looks like. Let's contrast this, because sometimes it's easier to identify what's wrong than to define what's right. An unfulfilling environment usually has three traits. One, constant distraction, notifications, noise, interruptions. You're busy but not productive. And two, low standards. No one around you is pushing limits. Average becomes acceptable. And three, you have negative reinforcement. People subtly discourage ambition. Ooh, they say that's risky. Oh, why don't you just play it safe? And over time, you listen and stay stagnant. 4, isolation from growth. You have no exposure to new ideas, no challenges, no feedback loops. You stagnate, but slowly enough not to notice. This is the one that I really felt. It was not being around like-minded individuals. Once I started to get around like-minded individuals, I felt more free, and they encouraged me and at times exposed me to new ways of thinking and doing things. This is how people stay stuck for years, and that's not by being exposed to new ways of thinking and not being challenged. Not because they lack ability, but because they are trapped in environments that suppress it. Engineering success. Now here's the shift. You don't need more motivation. You don't need more discipline. You don't need more information. What you actually need is a better designed environment. And this is where everything changes. Because when your environment is right, focus becomes easier, good habits become automatic, growth becomes inevitable. Now, the 3 keys. Remember at the beginning, I told you I'd give you 3 ways to engineer a successful environment. Now, here they are. But don't just listen. You have to apply them. Now, tip 1, design for default success. Make the right actions the easiest ones. Remove distractions from your workspace. Keep tools for your business within reach. Create friction for bad habits. If success requires effort but failure is easy, then you will fail. So let's flip it. Now, tip number 2, curate your inner circle. Review your relationships. Ask yourself, who challenges me? Who inspires me to take action? Who normalizes growth? You don't need more people, you need better proximity. Now, tip number 3, create environments that demand growth. Put yourself in rooms where you feel slightly behind, and also put yourself in rooms where you are not the smartest person and you are pushed to elevate. Discomfort is not a problem. It's a signal you're in the right environment. Here are 3 action steps for business owners and entrepreneurs to take. Let's make this real. Here are 3 things you can implement immediately. Number 1, redesign your workspace in 24 hours. Remove everything non-essential. Add visual cues tied to your goals. Could be a vision board. Create a deep work zone. Your workspace should signal this is where results happen. Number 2, upgrade 1 relationship this month. Join a higher level community. Or you could reach out to someone ahead of you. Or you could even attend 1 room where you feel outmatched. 1 relationship can change your trajectory. Now, number 3, build a weekly environment audit every week. Ask yourself, what helped my growth? What distracted me? Who influenced my thinking? Then adjust from what you learn and implement the necessary changes. Keep doing this continuously. Success is not random, it's not luck, and it's not just mindset, it is engineered. Now, the question is, are you living in an environment that was designed for your success, or are you in one that you've settled into by default? Because once you take control of your environment, you stop relying on motivation and you start building a system that makes success inevitable. If you made it this far, remember the 3 keys: design for default success, curate your circle, create environments that demand growth, and apply them. And watch what happens next. And as always, design your profit first and your spend second. Comment what actions you're going to be implementing, and don't forget to like and subscribe if you enjoyed this video.